everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts on Season 1 of Harley Quinn, the animated show from DC Universe. I absolutely adore this show. I have watched it all the way through, I think, 3 times now, because I just can't get enough of it, and I am dying for the new season. Since the new season is starting soon, I just wanted to, get my thoughts out on what I thought about Season 1, because I do plan on doing a weekly show reviewing each episode individually as Season 2 comes out. So I thought this would be a good way to, get started with that. Alright, so, I'm going to talk first about each of my favorite characters individually, because I have so many opinions about all these characters, so that's probably where I'm going to be starting. Starting with my girl, the girl herself, Harley Quinn, voiced by Kelseykins. When I first heard that she had been cast as the voice, I just had Big Bang Theory in my head. I'm like, I like her on there. I don't see Harley at all, though, so I wasn't entirely sure how that was going to work out, and she couldn't have been cast better. She was fantastic. Her voice lends itself very well to Harley voice, but yet isn't copying the ones that came before her, per se. She doesn't sound like Tara Strong at all, which is really cool. So she made it her own and still did the character justice. So loved that casting, loved that. The real person that steals the show, though, I feel like the best character in the show is Lake Bell as Poison Ivy. Pam. Oh my gosh, Pam in this show. I've always loved Poison Ivy. She is one of my favorite characters, for sure, but Lake Bell just brought her to a whole new level. She is got the driest, most on-point humor through the time. She says totally things that, I wish I had a best friend tell me when I was doing stupid things like Harley does all the time. And yet you could tell, totally care about each other, and it feels genuine, it feels real. And she's just so charming, and her interactions with Kite Man just crack me up absolutely. She's just such a great character. I can't wait to see where they take her in Season 2. I did a trailer reaction with the trailer for Season 2 yesterday. It came on the channel today, and I can't wait to see where they take her character. Another real person that steals the show, as he does with everything he does ever, is Alan Tudyk. Voices the Joker, Clayface, and Calendar Man, as well as a few other characters. But him as Joker, he does Joker so well. I love the way Joker is animated. I love the way his style looks, like the little, the fade and the longer on the top, and just hearing the Joker drop F-bombs constantly and being a total prick in the way that Joker, I feel, really should be portrayed is just, it's so fantastic. He can do no wrong. Alan Tudyk, oh my gosh. He was just such great casting. I think he is probably one of my favorite Jokers as of right now. We'll see where that goes in the future, but he is definitely one of the top choices. Alright, Tony Hale, voicing Dr. Psycho. Dr. Psycho is an extremely interesting character. He is a misogynist pig, and yet you still kind of like him because he's kind of aware that's what he's like, even though he denies it a lot. You can tell he knows, and that's fine. But the constant bickering between him and the rest of the team, and him constantly using the C word and the whole world stopping, it's so funny. Plus his relationship with Giganta, I cannot talk today, is adorable, because it's just, you could tell he totally manipulated her to get them get together. It's funny. And then we have Jason Alexander as Cyborgman. I was so excited to see Cyborgman in this show. In the New 52 Harley Quinn series, their missions together it's funny, their dynamic is interesting. Jason Alexander brings that character to life in a way that is just, it's great. I was very pleasantly surprised to see that character included in the series and done so well. We have Diedrich Bader as Batman. Also another one of my favorite Batmans, because he is so good. The way that Batman's kind of like the butt of the joke throughout the entire series is hilarious, because Batman's usually he's the main guy. He's the guy everybody loves. He's the guy everyone pays attention to. He's beloved. You don't talk crap about Batman. But in this show, they constantly make jokes about Batman screwing bats and things, and I love that they give Batman crap, because, I love Batman, but I'm not a hero girl, I'm a villain girl, and I like to see my heroes get some crap, so I think that's great, and his casting is great. His voice is perfect for the part. I was actually really surprised how well it was done, and he's great. And then we have Christopher Maloney as Gordon. Gordon is ridiculous in this show. Like, he is just clearly got some issues, and he's got a weird, toxic relationship going on with Batman that's very one-sided, and it's really funny. And he's constantly trying to, like, Batman, hear about me, hear about my day, pay attention to me, and Batman's like, sorry, I'm busy, bye. And just that their dynamic between the whole series, it's really funny, and I thought it was done so well. And then we have Vanessa Marshall, who's the voice of Wonder Woman and Giganta. Now, these are very outlying characters, but they are done so well that even though they only show up every once in a while here and there, their moments are interesting and funny, and they fit the part. And oh my gosh, Wonder Woman in that scene with there's a scene with Dr. Psycho where they're battling each other, and he calls her the C word, and just, oh my gosh, that scene is so funny. It just, oh, I love this show. I love that it knows whose audience is, which is me. I am their audience, and this is what I like to watch. And then I cannot leave out Wanda Sykes as Queen of Fables. Queen of Fables is a hilarious character. I won't go into too many details about what goes on with her, but let's just say she was a really big supervillain, that her punishment by the Justice League wasn't to go to Arkham like everybody else, was to be put into the tax codes. She's literally the tax code, which is like a fate worse than death, right? So, but Wanda Sykes voicing this character is just absolutely a treat and funny, and her back and forth with Harley and Poison Ivy and things like that is just enjoyable to watch. Oh, the casting in this show, like, is incredible, and I can't wait to see the new cast of characters that are going to come out in season 2, who voices them, how they do. It's gonna be a great season. I'm definitely counting the days, looking forward to it. One thing I wanted to talk a little bit more to as well is some of the relationships in the series that I loved and had some, not issues with, but I'm hoping for things to change a little bit with. I'm going to start off with Joker and Harley. That is a very perfect representation of what their relationship is like. Extremely toxic. It's portrayed super well, and you just feel hopeless for Harley because she keeps falling back into it. Like, she just keeps making excuse after excuse. And when you're in a toxic relationship like that, I might speak from experience, you find any reason to believe what they're saying. And that is what is portrayed here with Joker and Harley. And I appreciate that, because when you see it from a third-party perspective, you're like, why are you being so stupid? Get away from that. Like, you're doing so well on your own. Stop it. But you don't see that when you're in it. And so I feel like that was portrayed very well, because poor Pam is the whole time just like, Harley, stop being a freaking idiot. It's portrayed so well. And then the other relationship that I think is very important to talk about is Harley and Ivy's. Their friendship feels like what I feel female friendships and relationships are like, where you can give each other a hard time, but you know it's from a place of love. Even if you don't always agree with what they're doing, you still support them while they're doing it, and then are there to help them when it fails or doesn't go quite the way they plan. And do it with support, and yet you can still give them total crap, and it's okay, but because you love each other, and it's understandable. My one nitpick, which is, like I said, not really a nitpick, but I love Harley and Pam's relationship, kind of how it is in the New 52 comics. They're kind of in a non-committal, open, friends with benefits relationship kind of thing. And from trailers and things, I'm kind of hoping that's where they're going with season 2, because I love Harley and Pam together. I think Pam is the best person for Harley, because they're best friends. You should be with your best friend in that way, you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like, I don't think they're ever going to bring Mason into this series. Maybe they will. I love the Harley and Mason relationship in the 52 comics. But if they don't do that, please at least eventually bring the Harley and Pam thing to light, because also representation is very important as well, and showing a bisexual woman in a relationship with someone like Poison Ivy like that is it would be nice to see. So I'm hoping, at least if not season 2, a further future season, they will do that. We'll have to see. Fingers crossed. Another thing I loved about this series is the levels of gore and foul language in the show. The first 30 seconds of this show, there's like 15 F-bombs, I swear. And when you're first watching it, when you're so used to, Marvel cartoons and stuff, well, not Deadpool and things like that, but you know what I mean? Like, you're just used to, like, the campy fun, no foul language, people getting punched, but no damage really happens to them other than you hearing the noise, like, that's kind of what we're used to with most things. And then there is blood squirting, there are bones snapping, there is people melting, there is F-bombs here, F-bombs there. They do bleep out the C word, so I do appreciate that, because I'm not a fan of that word, at least in that way it's used. But they still go there with it, and I think that's very genuine for this cast of characters. Harley, if you're going to be insane and smacking people with a baseball bat in the face, you're going to drop F-bombs. I just feel like that's what your character's like. That is one thing I appreciated also about the Birds of Prey movie, is that that's just what that character would be like, and it feels real. So it was nice seeing that, because, like I said, with these characters, just, punch here, punch there, no blood, no bruises, no foul language, just good old campy fun doesn't work. And this does. So I really appreciate that, once again, like I said, DC knows their audience with this. They know who's going to watch it. They know it's going to be people who also watch things like BoJack Horseman, which I love as well. You know what I mean? Like, that's your audience, and they understand that, and they are playing to that. And I appreciate it. So I'm going to finish this out. We'll talk about just like what I'm expecting and hoping from season 2. I did react to the trailer earlier, and we saw a couple characters show up in the trailer that I squealed about. Catwoman and Batgirl. I am hoping that because Catwoman is making an appearance, that maybe with her and Ivy and Harley, there's a little bit of Gotham City Sirens situations going on. Please. Please. That would make me really happy. But Catwoman, I love her character and the idea of her interacting with this Batman, because they make reference to her and Batman, being a thing, and I would love to see that relationship between these characters. I'm excited to see what they do with her in this environment. And then Batgirl. I can't wait to see Batgirl. I love Barbara. I love her, and she is just, I think she's going to be a treat in this show. I'm excited to see also her in this environment. Just all these awesome female characters in the show. I mean, parental judgment moment, but I do let my daughter watch this show. We watch it together because I like to show her shows where it shows like strong female women doing what they want, being independent and strong and making good choices and sometimes bad choices and learning from them, and female friendships and relationships. Growing up in like high school and things like that, didn't really have super strong female friendships, and now as an adult I'm actually finally getting those with my podcast buddies, and it's just, I feel now how important that is, and I'm hoping for that for my daughter, because I feel like it does make a difference. So I'm excited to see all these characters working together, working against each other, developing rivalries and friendships and things like that. And I feel like that's going to be super incredible to watch and super engaging. So I cannot wait. So yeah, that's mostly my thoughts on season 1. I tried to not go super into spoilers, but when I do my weekly recaps of each episode, I do plan on doing spoilers. So motivation for you guys to watch it. If you're not subscribed to DC Universe, please subscribe to that channel. It is a bargain. It costs like $75 a year if you pay for it up front. I pay for it up front every year. And you get access not only to the shows and movies and things, but comics. You can read some of the classic comics in there. And that is just been great for me, because I've heard all these stories before, like, Crisis on Infinite Earths and things like that, and I had never actually read the comics. And now I have. And I can see where all this material is coming from and how just beautifully written it is, and the art, and please subscribe to DC Universe. Give them all your money. It's worth it. It's an investment. Just for the Harley show alone, it's worth it, but it's worth it for everything else they're putting out. Titans is awesome as well. Alright, well, thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this show and would like to keep seeing things, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Comment if you have some other things maybe I missed that you liked about the show that I didn't bring up, or some criticisms of the show that I may not have thought of. Please put those in the comments. I like to read them. I do read all my comments. And also, I'm also on another podcast called Call to Action Podcast, where we cover the movie Trivia Schmodown. If you are not watching the movie Trivia Schmodown, check it out. If you love movies, if you like trivia, if you like wrestling, it's all these things combined in an incredibly fun show that not only is a show, but they do live events as well, which I am kind of like a deadhead and follow them across the country to see these live shows. So, priorities. So please subscribe to the movie Trivia Schmodown and Call to Action Podcast where you can see me there. If you want to see me posting things on my social media, and I will keep you up to date on these shows and things like that, follow me at Kelseykins90 on Twitter and Instagram. And thank you so much for joining me. It's been a ball getting to talk about one of my favorite shows of the last year. Probably going to be my favorite show this year too, especially since I'm now quarantined and who knows how long it's going to last. So I need stuff to watch. I can't watch the same first season of Harley Quinn 20 times. I mean, I could, but give me some more stuff. Give me some more stuff. All right, well, thanks for joining me, everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye.